What is the most memorable NSFW thing that happened in high school? Senior prank gone wrong. Every once in a while the school Olympic-sized pool needed to be chlorine-killed for cleanliness, and it was unusable for a few hours until the chlorine adequately dispersed. This is important. Senior prank time rolls around and a bunch of the seniors decide to buy pickup truckloads of dry ice to dump in the pool to mist up the school. Well, these geniuses accidentally timed it with chlorination schedule of the pool and blanketed the whole school with chlorine gas. It was shut down for a week, literally NSFW. This is by far the funniest one here. Yeah, nothing funnier than surprise chemical warfare on a school lol. My math teacher told us if we all got A's and B's on our test, he'd dye his hair green and rollerblade down the hallway. We all passed, and sure enough, he showed up to school with green hair the following week. During class transitions, he was out rollerblading down the hall when he thought it would be funny to mess with the jokester student. So he grabbed him and tried to push him in the girls' bathroom as a joke, and another student trying to help ran up behind them and shut the door. The tip of my teacher's pinky finger was near the hinges, and it was sliced off. Blood was everywhere and the tip of his finger was just lying there in the floor. To make matters worse, they sent the severed finger to the wrong hospital. But he had good spirits when he came back, even naming the finger Quasimodo. English teacher got pregnant by my high school quarterback, who was also the police chief's son for my town. I've never seen Riverdale, but I imagine this is what happens on Riverdale, but with Cole Sprouse being moody in the background. Well, they did have a high school jock hook up with a teacher and she was murdered. So yeah, basically Riverdale. We were reciting our own poetry for our 11th grade English class. Most of it was just floofy bullshit. However, a jock in class got up and began reciting his poem. It started off slow, but it became clearer and clearer that he was talking about how he would go back in time and deflower our English teacher. He kept glancing back and forth between the teacher and the paper in his hands, ignoring the class entirely. Every face in the room was bright red. The teacher was a deep red and was crying with uncomfortable laughter. I will never forget the final line, something like, "Until I flood your eager, quivering crevices with my genetic riches." The dude was not that bright, so I am pretty sure the only thing he spent the night with was a thesaurus. Referring to sperm as genetic riches is actually genius. With no warning at all, a girl in my class threw up a stomach full of blood all over her desk and books. The teacher went pale and stared at her. She just softly said sorry. The teacher just pointed to the door and just said, "Go to the nurse," then pointed to the girl next to her and said, "You go with her." I don't remember what was wrong with her, but she ended up missing about 2 months of school after that. She recovered and is fine now. I love that throwing up blood gets the same reaction as a nosebleed. A kid broke his leg in PE once and was given an ice pack and nothing else while waiting for an ambulance or something to arrive. A girl was doing a cartwheel while in a skirt and her kitten was in full view. No panties? Maybe it was casual Fridays. Some guy was caught masturbating in the girl's bathroom. Imagine our surprise when another was caught soon after. After that, they had a teacher stand outside the bathroom during lunch and had it locked during class so they'd need to go to the staff room instead. Felt bad for the girls. The school, your attention, please. We have caught the person masturbating in the girls' restroom. That one person who only half listens in class hears, "Please, masturbate in the girls' restroom." Oh what? Okay, if you say so. This is a different kind of NSFW, probably, but once a freshman shat all over a bathroom stall and wrote some other kid's name on the wall to try and frame him, I guess? Well, that kid wasn't even present that day, so the culprit was caught pretty quickly and had to transfer out. The dean had sat all the boys in the school, freshmen and sophomores together and then juniors and seniors together, in our conference room and showed them the stall to try and scare a confession out of them. I guess it worked. I only know this because my husband, BF at the time, was in the conference room and almost got in trouble for this mess because he thought it was hilarious and couldn't stop laughing at the dean's poop presentation. He still, to this day, doesn't know what the poor man expected. To just show a bunch of teenage boys a poopy slideshow? The dean wasn't up for the smell my finger test. Pretty open and shut case if you ask me. During psychology class, this girl had her phone between her skirt and I guess every time she got a text or something, it would vibrate and she would kinda squirm. It was interesting to watch since I was across from her. How many times did you text her? He was imagining himself between her legs, just texting BRBBR. Senior year. Biology IB2. The teacher is kinda chaotic and isn't very structured. Late a lot. It's his first class of the day, sorta lets us do our work at our pace. So he was late one morning and we were all just sitting and chatting waiting for him. We got in the topic of piercings and one girl said she recently got one of her nipples pierced. We were confused why she only did one and then she showed us. In class, at her desk, she just lifted her shirt and bra to show us her single pierced nipple. It took me a second to realize what just happened, then me and my buddy high-fived or something IDK. The only proper response to a girl saying I have a pierced nipple is I don't believe you. Two sophomores got suspended for recording themselves having mechs in the distance learning classroom. Some online classes required video camera for lectures. They used that and recorded a flex tape. Distance learning sounds like a regular class but the board is really far away. The social studies teacher's boobs fell out of her dress on stage in front of the whole school. Creepy inquiries. How big were they? Did she have to resign after that? Username checks out. A girl got caught sucking pic in the theater room. Twice. You didn't learn your lesson the first time, did you? How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Female volleyball coach of men's volleyball. She let us have an end of season party at her place. One of the guys on the team spent the night there and banged her. Guarantee that was her plan to get you guys there all along. You joke, but it probably was. What responsible teacher invites students to their own home? Two kids got caught in the wrestling room. They were totally wrestling. Naked. Covered in molasses of all things. Thanks for watching Reddit Now. Be sure to like and subscribe.